Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Thursday, so we're going to be taking a look at the single game showdown slate for the Thursday night football matchup between the New York Jets and the Indianapolis Colts. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my player pool, my core player picks on both Fanduel and Draftkings, showing you guys a lineup that I built ahead of time for Draftkings and Fanduel, and then building one as we speak as well. So we're going to start off with my player pool. So on the DraftKings side, we got Jonathan Taylor, $11,600, most expensive player on the slate, but definitely one of the best options overall on the slate. I assume he's going to be a pretty popular captain pick as well. Then Carson Wentz, $10,800, definitely in play. He's been playing relatively well lately, although it has been against weaker competition in terms of the defenses he's gone against. Michael Pittman Jr., $10,200, the clear wide receiver one for this Colts team overall. Very strong play, but the Jets actually have done fairly well in terms of defending the pass. Then Mike White, obviously, we saw him have a big game last week against the Bengals, kind of a fluke game, over 400 yards passing, but he had not completed a pass that traveled more than 15 yards in the air. So a lot of yards after the catch, a lot of poor tackling. I do not expect that to be the case once again tonight, but at that $9,800 price tag, definitely in play. Michael Carter, $8,600. He's been rocking out lately. $8,600 is a very, very fair price tag for him overall. Jamison Crowder, essentially the wide receiver one in tonight's game for the New York Jets, $7,800. Definitely somebody I'm keeping my eye on tonight. And then Zach Pascal, $6,600. If he's getting in there with the touchdown, he's probably going to pay off. If he doesn't, he's probably not. But in his price range, he's definitely not a bad play there. Ty Johnson, the running back 2 for the Jets, $6,400. If he's not catching these dump-off passes, he's not going to help you. Definitely looks a lot better on the DraftKings side than rather in Fanduel with the PPR scoring format, since he has had 5 receptions the past 2 games apiece. Colts defense definitely in play at $5,000. You know, the Jets offense could really struggle. The Colts defense, they're finally trying to get right. They're trying to get healthy. I believe they are without Kari Willis in this game, though, too. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. Both kickers are in play. Michael Badgley, $4,400. Matt Amendola, $4,200. If I had to pick between the two, probably Michael Badgley would be my favorite. If you're in a big GPP and you want to get a little bit different, maybe you go down to Matt Amendola. Tyler Kroft at $4,000. Yes, he has not done a lot on the season, but he has 2 receiving touchdowns. If he gets in the end zone once again, he's going to look pretty good. Cheaper than both Mo Alley-Cox and Jack Doyle in this matchup overall. Keelan Cole, one of my favorite plays at $2,400. We've seen him play a ton of snaps last week. He was second on team in routes ran, so definitely somebody I'm keeping a close eye on. Denzel Mims, $2,000. Led the team in snaps, led the team in routes run last week for the Jets. Only had 2 receptions, like 30 yards, so that's why his price tag is as cheap as it is. But if you're looking at Keelan Cole, if you're looking at Denzel Mims, there's some value down here. Jess Smith, I do have listed at $1,200, but he's just a cheap play. He's probably not going to be on the field too often, so unless he gets a couple catches, unless he scores a touchdown, he's probably not going to be worth it, though. But somebody to keep an eye on at the very least. If he even ends up playing, he could be inactive today too. But given his role on special teams, I don't think that's going to be the case. And then we move down to the $200 players. So we got Ashton Dulin, probably the best $200 play on the slate overall. Wide receiver 3 for the Colts with T.Y. Hilton missing. Going to be out there on the field, going to see some looks here and there. Will he pay off at $200? Probably, but there's also a chance that he could just do nothing as well. So definitely somebody that I have my eye on tonight. And then Kylan Granson, if you want to get off that Ashton Dulin chalk, as we'll call it tonight. He hasn't played a lot this year. Hasn't done a whole heck of a lot, but for $200, definitely worth a dart throw tonight if you want to go there. As far as my core captain picks go for the DraftKings sides, we got Michael Pittman Jr. Definitely one of the stronger plays tonight, even though the Jets have been pretty good against wide receiver 1 so far this season. Michael Carter, Jamison Crowder, and Keelan Cole. You know, you can also throw Jonathan Taylor in there if you really want to, but I assume he's going to be pretty popular, so it's just not going to be one that I'm going to unless I'm playing like a single entry or a cash type of setting. Then on the Fanduel side, we got Carson Wentz, $16,500. Definitely a pretty good price tag for him. Definitely in play, though. Can't really say too much else there. Jonathan Taylor, $16,000. A hefty price tag, but, you know, he's definitely worth it on tonight's slate. Mike White, $14,000. Probably about a fair price tag for him overall. Michael Pittman Jr., $13,500. This is one that's a little bit pricier on the Fanduel side. This is maybe where I get away to him. If I'm going to get away from him, is on that Fanduel side. Michael Carter, $13,000. A little bit priced up too, but he's been playing very well lately, so you could definitely call that warranted as well. Jamison Crowder, $11,000. I think he's definitely in play once again, the wide receiver 1 for the Jets tonight. And then Michael Badgley, the kicker, Matt Amendola, they're both there at $9,500 and $8,500 respectively. You can drop down to Matt Amendola and save that $1,000, so that's looking pretty nice tonight, honestly. Ty Johnson, $9,000. He's in play, but he's not somebody that I'm going to get to a ton of times. You'll see in the lineup that I do have built that I do have him, though, just based on the build that I did end up with it. Zach Pascal at $8,000. I think that's a pretty fair price. Elijah Moore's in there at $8,000. It's not a bad price, but he only played 36% of snaps last week, 30 total plays. He saw 7 touches in those 30 plays. So he was involved, but he wasn't on the field, which is like crazy because there's no Corey Davis last week. There's probably going to be no Corey Davis today. And if he's not on the field, it's kind of hard to trust him. And unless he really does something with his touches, it's probably not going to end up too good. And you've seen the last 2 weeks, he had 6 targets. 2 weeks ago, he only caught 1 of them. Last week, he caught 6 of them. So you're going to end up somewhere in the middle more weeks than not. So he's probably going to get 3 or 4 catches if he gets those 6 targets once again. Low ADOT, not a lot that you're looking for there. If he doesn't score a touchdown, he's probably not going to help you overall. I do have Muley Cox on the Fanduel side, $7,500. If he gets that touchdown, he's going to be worth it. Keelan Cole and Denzel Mims, $7,000, $6,500 respectively. Both were on the field a ton last week. Should see some volume there. I do prefer Keelan Cole if I have to pick between the two. Then we move down to Tyler Kroft, $6,500, and Jack Doyle, $6,000. They're both tight ends. They're both relatively cheap. If they get a touchdown, they're going to help put your lineup over the edge. Then Jess Smith, $5,500, just a cheap play, and Ashton Doolin at $5,000. He's a flat minimum on both sides, so if you want to go there, definitely have no problem with that. As far as the core captain picks go on the FanDuel side, we got Carson Wentz, Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, Michael Carter, and Jamison Crowder. So I'd probably consider those the 5 best players on this slate overall. Nothing too crazy there on the FanDuel side. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings, take a look at the lineup that I have already built, and then we'll build one together real quick as well. The lineup that I have right now is Michael Pittman Jr. in the captain spot. Since we played him in the captain spot, we're going to play Carson Wentz in the flex spot. I am also playing Jonathan Taylor. I don't feel like getting away from him completely, even though he's going to be one of the chalkiest plays on tonight's slate. Michael Carter, I do like quite a bit. I think he's got a fair price tag, and I did put him in there, one of the best players for the Jets tonight. I paired that up with the 2 guys that I'm going to have in a lot of my lineups. It's Ashton Doolin for $200 and Keelan Cole for $2,400. So pretty solid lineup here. I assume this lineup's going to be actually pretty chalky as well. And then we're going to clear this one out, though. We're going to build a lineup real quick. And this time I want to build one with Jamison Crowder in that captain spot. So since we're playing Jamison Crowder in the captain spot, we are going to end up playing Mike White in the flex spot. You can definitely look at Keelan Cole in this case. You can definitely look at Denzel Mims. I think we're just going to put Mims in just because we play Keelan Cole in the other line. I do not have a problem getting to Michael Carter here as well. So we got the 4 Jets, so this is going to be a 4 and 2 Jet stack. In this case, we can go with Jonathan Taylor. We got $6,300 left over. You could look at Elijah Moore here. Not really super excited about that. Actually, this line might be a little bit better if we punt Jonathan Taylor. We go down to the Michael Pittman Jr., and then we have $7,700 remaining. These 2 guys here are obviously not playing. You can look at Zach Pascal. So let's just do Zach Pascal in this case. So it's a little bit interesting because we don't have Carson Wentz in this lineup, but we have Jamison Crowder in the captain spot. Mike White paired up with them. We got Denzel Mims for $2,000. Michael Carter at $8,600. And then a couple pass catching options for the Colts in Michael Pittman Jr. and Zach Pascal. Pretty interesting lineup. It's probably going to be one that not a lot of people are playing tonight. But this is a very, very interesting slate overall. So I do recommend going in with whether you're using an optimizer or hand building. Just go in, spend some time, see what works best for you. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about the lineup I have built over there first, and then we'll build another one as well. So this one's, I consider like a standard core with Jonathan Taylor in that MVP spot. I assume that's going to be very, very popular tonight. Carson Wentz is a regular flex paired with Michael Pittman Jr. I do have Ty Johnson on the Jet side, kind of dump off running back, bring back specialist, and then Ashton Doolin for the bare minimum $5,000. So I think that's definitely an interesting lineup. I don't think it's going to be one a lot of people are playing, let's put it that way. So I think we're going to build this one up a little bit differently when we're building it. So I'm going to try to play both quarterbacks in this lineup. So I'm going to play Carson Wentz and Mikey White. I call him Mikey White still because that's how I've been referring to him for forever. Then we're going to put Jamison Crowder in this lineup too. So after those 3 players, we have just over $9,000 remaining. So we got Mikey White. I'm trying to play Keelan Cole down here at $7,000. That opens up quite a bit for us. We have $11,500 remaining. We already got Jamison Crowder in there, backup quarterbacks. So you could look at a kicker like Michael Badgley. I really would like to get Michael Carter in here if I could. Take Jamison Crowder out, put Michael Carter in. Then we have $9,500. You could look at the kicker, Michael Badgley. You could look at, be nice to get a pass catching option for my Carson Wentz though. So we have Zach Pascal. We could get rid of Keelan Cole and bump him up too, but we'll just call this the lineup for right now. So we got Carson Wentz, Mike White. So we got both quarterbacks, Michael Carter, Keelan Cole, and Zach Pascal. So both quarterbacks are paired up with one of their pass catching options. And maybe in this case, you put Mike White in the MVP spot instead of Carson Wentz since he has two players paired up with him on his side. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on tonight's single game showdown slate. If you guys have any questions at all related to the slate, be sure to leave them down in the comments. Let me know who your favorite captain pick is as well. And like I already said, just go in, be real creative. It's a very interesting slate. It's not a very exciting game overall. The Colts are about like 10-point favorites in this game too. I don't think it's going to be that much of a blowout, but we'll just have to see. Hopefully this game is a relatively good game, a fun one to watch, even though it's between two lackluster teams. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewer, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NFL or NBA, helping you with your fantasy football teams. And with that being said, if you're a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Tomorrow is Friday, so that will be the dollar store stacks video, and that's where I take a look at some cheap value stacks between quarterbacks and their cheap receiving options. Allows you to save a little bit of money and pay up for premium players elsewhere on the main slate for DFS. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.